Has South Africa made significant progress since the end of apartheid in 1994? That's the question we're exploring today. Apartheid, a policy of systemic racial segregation, cast a long, oppressive shadow over South Africa for nearly half a century. Enforced by the National Party, it was more than just a political system. It was a way of life that dictated where people could live, work, and even who they could marry, based on the colour of their skin. On one side of this era, we had figures like Hendrik Verwoerd and P.W. Botha, architects of apartheid who wielded power with an iron fist, perpetuating a system of profound inequality. On the other side, we had brave freedom fighters, individuals like Nelson Mandela and Walter Sisulu, who risked their lives to challenge the oppressive regime. In the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, these freedom fighters, along with countless South Africans, fought tirelessly for a day when their country would be free from the shackles of apartheid. And in 1994, after years of struggle and sacrifice, that day finally arrived. South Africa's first democratic elections marked the end of apartheid and heralded the beginning of a new era. Independence brought with it a surge of optimism, a collective breath of relief. South Africans from all walks of life anticipated a future where their rights would be respected, where opportunities would no longer be determined by race. There was a palpable sense of hope, a belief that the dawn of democracy would bring about a more equitable, prosperous South Africa. So, with a sense of hope and anticipation, South Africa entered a new era in 1994. But what has happened since then? In 1994, South Africa was on the brink of economic collapse. But has the situation improved? The economic landscape of South Africa during the apartheid era was one marked by stark inequality. The economy was firmly in the hands of a small minority, with the vast majority of South Africans excluded from economic participation. The structure was largely characterized by a centralized, state-controlled economy with limited foreign investment due to international sanctions. Fast forward to the post-apartheid era, the economic structure has evolved significantly. The government embarked on a journey to transform the economy into a more inclusive and equitable system. One of the most significant shifts has been the transition to a more market-based economy, attracting foreign investment and fostering private sector development. Over the years, South Africa has experienced some significant economic milestones. The country has made strides in diversifying its economy, with sectors such as tourism, telecommunications and manufacturing playing a more prominent role. However, it's important to note that these achievements have not come without challenges. The path to economic transformation has not been smooth. Despite efforts to stimulate economic growth and reduce poverty, South Africa still grapples with high unemployment rates, particularly among its youth. Inequality remains a persistent problem, with a significant portion of the population still living in poverty. The country has also had its share of economic shocks. The global financial crisis of the late 2000s hit South Africa hard, leading to job losses and a slowdown in economic growth. More recently, the COVID-19 pandemic has further strained the economy, highlighting the need for resilience and adaptability. And let's not forget the power crisis. The regular power outages, also known as load shedding, have disrupted businesses, hindered economic activities, and dampened investor confidence. This has been a significant setback in the country's economic journey. The economic journey of South Africa has been a roller coaster, with its own share of ups and downs. Despite the challenges, the country continues to show resilience and a commitment to economic transformation. The journey is far from over and the road ahead may still be bumpy, but South Africa's economic story is one of perseverance and hope. The end of apartheid marked a significant political shift. But how has South Africa's political landscape evolved since then? During the apartheid era, South Africa was under the grip of a stringent system of institutionalized racial segregation. Political power was concentrated in the hands of the white minority, while the majority black population was disenfranchised. This system was enforced through a complex network of laws, regulations and state apparatus, including the infamous Pass Laws and Group Areas Act, which controlled where non-white South Africans could live, work and travel. The transition to democracy in 1994 marked a significant shift. The oppressive system was dismantled, and South Africa adopted a new constitution which enshrined the principles of equality, non-racialism and non-sexism. The African National Congress, or ANC, the party that led the struggle against apartheid, came to power with Nelson Mandela as the nation's first black president. Since then, South Africa's political landscape has been dominated by the ANC. However, the journey has not been without challenges. The party has faced accusations of corruption, economic mismanagement and failure to deliver on its promises of social transformation. Key political events, such as the Marikana massacre in 2012, where police killed 34 striking miners, have exposed deep-seated issues of inequality and social injustice. Yet, there have been achievements too. The establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, for instance, was a pioneering effort in dealing with the atrocities of the past. South Africa has also made strides in promoting gender equality in politics, with women making up more than 40% of the members of parliament, one of the highest rates in the world. Despite the challenges, South Africa's political evolution since 1994 has been significant. The country has moved from a system of brutal racial segregation to a democratic polity, albeit with its own set of challenges and complexities. The political freedom enjoyed by South Africans today is a testament to the struggles and sacrifices of those who fought against apartheid. From a political standpoint, South Africa has indeed come a long way since 1994. Apartheid was a social disaster, but has social progress been made since its end? If we're to answer this question, we must first understand the social structures that existed during apartheid. The majority of South Africans, particularly those of indigenous descent, were systematically marginalized, their lives dictated by the color of their skin. This was a society where human rights were trampled upon and social justice was but a distant dream. But the dawn of democracy in 1994 sparked hope for a more inclusive and equitable society. South Africa has since been on a journey of dismantling the oppressive social structures of the past, seeking to build a society that upholds the dignity of every citizen. And indeed, there have been significant strides. Universal education and healthcare, once privileges of the few, are now rights for all. The country has seen the rise of a middle class that's more diverse than ever before. And South Africa has made commendable efforts in promoting gender equality and protecting the rights of the LGBTQ+ community, yet it's not all a rosy picture. There have been failures too, stark reminders of a troubled past. The country still grapples with high levels of inequality, with the gap between the haves and the have-nots alarmingly wide. Poverty, unemployment and crime remain pressing issues, threatening to undo the progress made. And let's not forget about the scourge of corruption, a social ill that continues to plague the nation. It's a grim reminder that while apartheid may be over, the struggle for a just society continues. Significant social events have also shaped the country's trajectory. The xenophobic attacks of 2008 and the Marikana massacre 4 years later were dark chapters in South Africa's post-apartheid history, revealing deep-seated social tensions. But it's not all doom and gloom. The country has demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity, its spirit unbroken despite the challenges. South Africans have shown that they can rise above their past, their collective strength a testament to their resolve for a better future. While there have been strides in social development, challenges still persist. But let's remember, social progress is not a destination but a journey. And as South Africa continues on this journey, it carries the hope of a nation eager to realize its full potential. So what does the future hold for South Africa, both on the world stage and as a leader on the African continent? As we delve into this intriguing question, let's remember that the future is a culmination of the past and the present. The journey of South Africa since 1994 has been one of remarkable transformation, but it's also been fraught with challenges. South Africa's future trajectory is promising. The country has made significant strides economically, politically and socially. a testament to its resilience and tenacity. Its economy, once shackled by apartheid policies, has diversified and grown, albeit with lingering inequalities. Politically, the nation has seen peaceful transitions of power, a sign of a maturing democracy. And socially, strides have been made towards racial and gender equality, even though much work remains. Yet, as we gaze into the future, South Africa faces a host of challenges. Economically, it must address income inequality and unemployment, particularly among its youth. Politically, it needs to tackle corruption and restore faith in its institutions. And socially, the nation must continue to heal the wounds of apartheid and build a truly inclusive society. On the international stage, South Africa has the potential to become a formidable player. Its abundant natural resources, strategic geographical location, and emerging markets make it an attractive investment destination. As a leader on the African continent, South Africa can leverage its experience and influence to foster regional cooperation and development. But let's not forget, opportunities and challenges often come hand in hand. The same factors that make South Africa promising also pose risks. Economic volatility, political instability, and social unrest can deter investments and hinder progress. Hence, the nation must adopt forward-thinking policies, promote good governance, and foster social cohesion to secure a prosperous future. As we look to the future, it's clear that the journey of South Africa since 1994 is a story of resilience and determination, but also one that reminds us of the challenges that still lie ahead. South Africa's tale is far from over, and its next chapters have yet to be written. But one thing is certain, the nation is on a journey, one that is shaping its destiny.